Hey, I wanted to talk with you privately about something, and it might be a little uncomfortable, but it has been brought to my attention that when you are working closely with the students, there is a strong body odor. I wanted to bring it up so that we can provide our students a good example of personal hygiene. And if there's anything I can do to support you, please let me know.
Thank you so much for bringing this to my attention. I had no idea, but I will be more aware of that in the future.
Yes, I thought that was really great. I like how you used hygiene instead of like I didn't think it was brutal at all. I thought that was a nice way to approach that. And Maeve, I thought you took the feedback really well.
Hi, I just wanted to talk with you about our dress code expectations. I've noticed that some of the outfits that you've been wearing recently are not exactly matching our dress code guidelines, and I think it's very important that we follow these because we are moving around a lot, sitting on the floor with our students, and our clothing choices can impact that and make some people uncomfortable. I just wanted to bring this to your attention so that you are aware and that the principal doesn't have to come and talk to you.
Okay, thank you so much for the heads up. I'm glad that we got this figured out before the upper got involved. So thanks for bringing that to my attention.
Of course.
And I really liked how you incorporated like other people's opinions too. Like you're not coming at anyone. And then Maeve, again, I thought you took the feedback really well. I think you have a very open mind to receiving this feedback and like wanting to change for the better.
Hi, Alyssa. I wanted to talk to you about some interactions that I've noticed that you've had with students. I really don't appreciate the way that you've been speaking to some of them. These harsh interactions are not tolerated in my classroom, and I would appreciate if you would use a kinder tone with them. This is really hard for them and hard for me to have this conversation with you, so I would appreciate if we could stop this from now on.
Yeah, I'll definitely think about the things I've been saying. I mean, I can be a little harsh, but that's only out of, my tough love, but I will definitely be nicer.
I think what you said, Maeve, was like perfect because you were respectful and like professional, and then Alyssa, you were just really open to listening to suggestions.
Hi, Alyssa. I just wanted to talk to you about making sure that we're being on time for work every day. We need to make sure that we're setting a good example for our students, and being on time is a very professional thing that we need to all make sure that we're doing. So I would appreciate if you would start coming in at your contract time just to help me in the morning and to set a good example for our students.
Thank you for bringing that to my attention. I think it is really important that I'm on time from now on.
Again, I really think what you said, Maeve, was like really professional, and you weren't like rude about it. And then again, Alyssa, you just had an open mind.
Hey, I just wanted to talk to you privately about cell phone usage in the classroom. I think it's really, really important that we set the expectation of not using our cell phones so much in the classroom, because we always tell students not to use their cell phones. So when they see us on it, it makes them think that they can go on it, or we're setting the wrong example.
Thank you for bringing this to my attention. I didn't realize actually how much I was on my phone, but I will start to not be on my phone.
So I really liked how you said that like being on your phone like makes the students want to, because I've definitely noticed that like in my classrooms, and I like how you were like very open to receiving the feedback and recognize that you should make a change.
Hey, I wanted to bring something to your attention about your refusal to engage in data collection or student supervision, or just paying attention to the students all around. I think it's really, really important that we show the students how much we care for their benefits in student learning, and we want to work towards their strengths, and it's really hard to do that if we can't work as a team, because working as a team is what will benefit those students.
I'm really sorry about that. I never noticed how much it really affected the classroom, and I'll work on it.
Alyssa, I like how you went into depth into like how this affects the students and how like all being together can really help them. And Anna, again, you were really open like with your feedback and accepting that you need to make a change.
Hey, I just wanted to have a conversation about talking about students in front of them. We want to create a safe environment where students want to come to learn, and that will also prevent problem behavior if they're engaged and want to come to learn. It's also very disrespectful, and it derails from our classroom community and what we're trying to build here. And the students know what we're talking about, and they do not. They think it's very disrespectful as well.
I apologize. Sometimes I just let things come out of my mouth and I shouldn't, but I'll work on it.
Alyssa, I like how you went into depth again about like how this like affects the classroom community, like how this affects the students and how it like makes students feel like they're not wanted in the classroom or make them feel that they don't want to go to class. And Anna, I like how you were accepting of the fact that you sometimes like might say things that just slip your mind, and how you accept that you need to change.
I think for the first one, like how it felt, it just really felt uncomfortable. Like it's just an awkward position that you have to be put into, and like hopefully you never actually have to deal with this in the classroom, but if you do, like having responses like these and being professional is just like probably the most important.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was definitely uncomfortable at times, especially because this is like a colleague of yours, someone that you're working like at the same level with, to like have to be that like one step above them and like kind of tell them what to do, even though you're trying to work on the same team can be difficult. But I think it's good to like know how to have these conversations rather than like kind of let it eat away at you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also agree. I thought it was uncomfortable, but I think it's really necessary in order to build like that classroom community, that teamwork, and be a cohesive team together. What I found difficult was that I didn't want to come off as being mean, especially because these are things that we see like even in our own field placements, and like I could see how that would be super super uncomfortable. Like even a host teacher, I would feel so uncomfortable saying one of these things too. So it's just awkward.
Yeah, I agree with that. And it's also like these are like our classmates, and it's like obviously again awkward and like uncomfortable, but and then like another thing that was difficult was just like figuring out the right words to say, like without coming off as like rude or disrespectful.
Yeah, I agree with both of those. It was kind of tricky to find the right words because you want to get your point across, but you also want to be professional and respectful. Something that was easy while receiving this feedback was, um, just like kind of accepting that you did something wrong. Obviously, if this was an actual conversation, it would be uncomfortable, but it's important to like not talk back during these conversations. You have to like accept that you've done something wrong that was like worth your like mentor or colleague like saying something to you, and then the like real challenge will be like changing your actions in the future.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like it's also just like you have to have an open mind no matter what.
Also agree with both of you. I think the easiest part was just receiving the feedback and trying to have that growth mindset.
One thing that I learned from this activity was that it's always better to confront your colleagues with something that's bothering you, rather than like letting it like create problems in your classroom. It's so important that you are putting your students first, rather than like letting these like uncomfortable things like keep bothering everyone and like affecting the classroom community. You need to have them first to be able to grow with your students.
Yeah, I agree also. And it's something like else that I learned was that like you have to have difficult conversations in the workplace no matter what, and it's going to be uncomfortable, but like you have to do it. And I guess also like it'll be helpful doing this like now that we know like different things that might be brought up?
Yeah, I think what is most helpful is like what I took away from even this whole class was how important teamwork will be in the future, and like having those difficult conversations. Yeah, they're awkward, yeah, they're hard, but they're really necessary in order to build that classroom community.